1997?
This was the 50th anniversary.
Excellent. So guys, look at this. Check this out. Look how cool this is. Yep. Look at this. Look how awesome this is.
I got practice on Wednesday.
How lucky are we that we get to see this?
Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, and let's give them a round of applause, guys. Yeah, I think so. For us hardcore baseball fans, we there we go. We know some of you guys, so maybe we can introduce ourselves a little bit, so you know who we're working with right here.
Catcher Jose Trevino.
You went Oppo yesterday. I see. There you go.
Pitcher Nestor Cortes.
On the way back,
Second base Gleyber Torres.
who went opposite last night as well.
Bullpen Coach Mike Harkey.
Welcome.
Infield base running first base coach Travis Chapman.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. And
Minaya. Yes.
baseball operations going on tonight. So on behalf of everyone here, we welcome you. We're looking forward to an awesome day of fun, learning some baseball skills and some life skills that we can translate beyond the field. But are you guys ready to have some fun or what? Yeah! Let's get right into it, guys. All right, all right. Guys, we want to have a couple of words with the mayor, Andre Sayegh.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How many of you are Yankees fans?
Me.
By the way, that's not what they told me before you got here, okay? Nevertheless, we are all Yankee fans today, and we're also Paterson fans. So we appreciate the fact that on Larry Doby Day, you're joining us. So 76 years ago today, Larry Doby, who started multiple sports at Eastside High School, broke the color barrier in the American League 11 weeks after Jackie Robinson did it in the National League with the Brooklyn Dodgers on April 15, 1947. And Larry Doby is considered a hero not only in the city of Paterson, but in the United States of America because of what he did. And so we have our hometown heroes here as well, helping others persevere and excel, which is hope. And so we hope that you enjoy your time with Major League stars that have joined us today. We hope that our stars enjoy their time with our rising stars here in the city of Paterson. Just as a point of information, this stadium has been closed for 26 years. We fought really hard to get it back. And as Omar knows, he was there. He spoke on May 19th when we cut the ribbon. He knows that this was built in 1932 during the Great Depression and quickly became the home of two Negro League teams, the New York Cubans and the New York Black Yankees. So when African Americans were prohibited from playing in Major League Baseball, they played in Paterson. Their home was here at Hinchliffe Stadium. And so bringing it back is a point of pride because it's only one stadium, one of two stadiums in the United States that hosted Negro League games that still exists. So we are standing on sacred ground. We are here as a part of history, and there is nothing else I can say but thank you, Yankees, for joining us. We're happy to have the Bronx Bombers here in Paterson in historic Hinchliffe Stadium. Thank you. I'm going to introduce from the New York Yankees organization, Jason Zillow. Did I pronounce your name right?
Thank you, you did.
I practiced 15 times this morning in the mirror.
Mayor Sayegh.
You practiced as well. Look at you.
Real quick,
I
I
did
did.
batting practice right now.
Look, it's hot, everyone. I don't want to keep anyone longer. We have activities. We've got, obviously, hopefully, a lot of water for everyone. But I would like to say one thing, well, maybe two things. But first of all, we've been doing Hope Week for 14 years, which is longer than I think every one of you have been living. Today is especially unique because normally we are recognizing people or families or specific organizations. Today we're recognizing and honoring this stadium because the transformation has been impressive, and to say the least. And when you think about helping others persevere and excel, this stadium is going to help kids like you
Yeah.
and the community at large persevere and excel. It's pretty breathtaking what was here once and what is here now.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think the community and the city can be proud of and can use as a kind of a beacon of hope. Like, things don't always have to be bad. With hard work done by many, many people from all different walks of life, they've turned something in that was once kind of shunned. Shunned, what's a smaller word for shunned?
Avoided?
Avoided, yep, thank you, Mayor.
You got it.
Into something that, again, that everyone can be proud of and use and utilize. And we wanted to take an hour or two to spend some time here to acknowledge the fact that we see what's been done, and we're excited to be here. So,
Thank you, Jason.
everyone, thank you for joining us today. Let's have a lot of fun and drink a lot of water.
And to dovetail on that before I introduce our next speaker, he's right. I mean, how many of you have ever seen the movie Field of Dreams? Really? Oh, I'm impressed. Well, that was in Iowa, and that was a cornfield, and with all due respect, it was a movie set. This is the real Field of Dreams, because I said legends played here. 20 Hall of Famers played here at Hinchliffe Stadium, including Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson, and our own Larry Doby. And so for us, this is the real Field of Dreams in the United States of America. And hopefully we'll get a Field of Dreams game in the future. And we don't mind having the Yankees here.
We'll get the commissioner here.
Let's get Rob Manfred here. But nevertheless, I want to introduce to you a young man who stepped up to the plate for the city of Paterson and hit a home run for Hinchliffe Stadium. That is the developer, Baye Adolfo Wilson. Hinchliffe Stadium, the house that Baye built. It was a nod to Babe Ruth. And also, while we wait for Baye, we have a very dynamic leader here with us, the president of Montclair State University, Dr. Jonathan Coppell.
Nice to see you.
And a very generous gentleman, graduated Kennedy High School class of 1973, contributing a hefty sum and handsome sum to the museum behind us that'll tell the story of the struggle for social justice and civil rights here at Hinchliffe Stadium and in the United States, and that's Charles Mute. Thank you for joining us, Charles. Baye, take it away with your blue sneakers. I love it,
Yeah,
baby.
the whole thing, right?
I love it.
I appreciate you. Thank you. As you mentioned, I'm Baye Adolfo Wilson, and I am one of the developers. My company, BAW Development, alongside with my partner, Ed Martovia, RPM, and we are the developers of Hinchliffe Stadium as well as the other parts of the project. These are what it look like. I want to show some of the stuff to the kids so you guys
Yeah.
can pass it around.
You can appreciate it. Come on, guys,
You
take
can
it.
take it. You can hold it. There was trees growing out. I don't know if some of you
Give them the
guys
Yankees.
there were trees growing out from the stadium. It had been closed for 26 years. So I tell people, you really had to be over 40 years old to really remember what the stadium used to look like. So for them, it's probably even older than their parents. Cool. So,
Right.
so when I was here, we ran track here in the 1980s, and it closed down in 1996. There was a sinkhole over in the middle of the field, and then after the stadium closed down, it cost $4 million to fix the sinkhole, $4.8 million to tear the whole stadium down, and really nothing was done. And so we came along in 2019, 20?
Yeah.
19, and started working on the project. So it's been almost 4 years to the day that we started working on it. And we really sort of came up with a comprehensive plan that includes the 75 units of housing that's behind you, the parking garage with the 313 spaces, as well as the museum and the restoration of the whole stadium. That's the project, that's $100 million. The reason for the stadium to be restored is a National Historic Landmark. As the mayor mentioned, there were 20 Hall of Famers that played here, Mikey Irvin, Josh Gibson, Larry Doby. It's on the National Historic Landmark because of all the teams that played. In addition to New York Cubans and the New York Black Yankees, the New York Eagles also played here as well.
That's right.
And they had that sort of stacked team that F. Manley put together in the 1940s. And so it's really a centerpiece of baseball lore that the other players that played here at a time where you guys could probably figure it out now. Like Yankee Stadium cost $2,500 or $3,500 to rent at the time. Hinchliffe Stadium cost $100 to rent. And for a team like the New York Black Yankees and New York Cubans, they were only able to make money playing here because at the time the capacity was still 10,000 people. So they would play double headers, triple headers. They would play all over the weekend just so they can get the New York crowd. And that's how they sort of made money and were able to sort of go around and play for the decades that they played. the historical aspects of the architectural historic aspects of the roof tiles right here, and on the outside, maybe when you get a chance to leave, there's a bunch of medallions. The seating bowl is a horseshoe shaped, kind of like LA Coliseum, but a tenth of the size. But this seats 7,800 seats. I think LA Coliseum is like 78 or 70,000. But essentially the same design, WPA project built in 1932, really to put Paterson folks back to work and to really provide the opportunity for it to be a mixed-use stadium. And it was always baseball and football and all the racing. It was always a mixed-use stadium because it was a city stadium, a municipal stadium for everyone to enjoy. I'm not going to keep you guys too long. We're going to walk around on the tour so you can see the museum space and come to the locker room and the field. But I did want to give you somewhat of an overview of the stadium. Does anyone have any questions or do you want to see some of the early...
I also want to acknowledge, we heard earlier from the Board of Education, who's a partner in the progress made. Manny Martinez, Commissioner, thank you for joining us. Let's give him a round of applause.
De parte de la gente de Paterson, la bienvenida y muchas gracias por su presencia hoy día.
I approve that message.
All right, we're going to walk around. We're going to walk over here.
It's great to have you. Come on, take that picture.
But today I'm always a Paterson fan, and they're investing in our youth, and I feel like that is a worthy investment. The return on the investment is that they beat the streets, and they have to have something very productive and positive to do this summer, and then going on as far as this partnership is concerned in the future.
And seeing Yankee players up close and personal, I mean, that's got to be something for these kids.
Yes, it certainly is. They have Gleyber. I saw Gleyber Torres was here, and I saw Cortes. I saw Nestor Cortes' mustache, pretty prominent, pronounced, hard to miss. So like I said, the kid in me is a little excited as well, irrespective of what uniform they wear.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Yeah, let's do it.
So listen, everyone. One of the great things about the stadium and the locker room, we didn't get a chance to talk about it when we're in the locker room, is that the locker room was the one place where all of the Hall of Famers played at. They came through the locker room. So it was really important in terms of our historic preservation for us to preserve the locker room in its original configuration. So where the lockers are at, on the other side there's security, coaches' offices, but this tunnel right here that we all walked up through, that tunnel was the tunnel that brought people into the field, and it's very central and important to the history of the stadium. As you can see, we're not completely done. We'll probably be finished with the museum. Our goal is to finish in the late fall, to finish the museum and on the first floor, the restaurant space. One of the things that we plan on doing is along the concourse, we're trying to get replicas of the Hall of Fame plaques and have them go from the museum all the way around to past the press box. That's actually the original press box location from the 1930s. Past the press box, always to the other side. Our goal is really to honor all of the Hall of Famers that play here, who played this sort of critical part in American history. And we feel through the preservation of it and the museum, we're able to continuously tell the story. So like when kids like this grow up, they come from a community where this history happened. I think one of the fascinating things about Larry Doby is that he was in high school in Paterson when the New York Black Yankees and the New York Cubans are playing in Paterson. So he's able, and the Negro League teams are playing here, so he's able to come down here and watch professional games of Negro League players in high school, and then eventually tries out and makes the New York Eagles when he's 17 years old. We want to continue that legacy and give these kids the opportunity in their own community to come to a stadium and be able to look at the players and dream and say, all right, it's not just that a dream, I can see that person who I've seen for years in my community and recreate what they've created. So that's, I think, all I have. I want to introduce Larry Doby's grandson, Scott Hutchins.
I appreciate everybody for being here. I'm glad I'm here representing my family. I know my grandfather was looking down on us, shaking his head, loving every bit of it. And that's about it. Everybody enjoy their day, and can you look at the scoreboard? We're going to have a short film of my grandfather.
To be second is to be generally underappreciated.
No, my father was not the first black player in Major League Baseball. He doesn't have a day in which the entire league wears his number. He's not the subject of dozens of books or a feature film, and he wasn't saluted as a first ballot Hall of Famer. But he was a trailblazer. When the call came inviting him to do something that had never been done, and to the benefit of the many who followed in his footsteps, he answered. Born on December 13, 1923 in Camden, South Carolina, Lawrence Eugene Doby's athletic talent quickly earned him a spot with the Negro Leagues York Eagles before he even graduated high school. The following year, he was drafted into the war effort. While serving, he continued to play the game and continued to face the same segregation, playing for the Black Blue Jackets, a baseball squad of black sailors. In the spring of 1946, my dad's time in the Navy ended and he returned to the York Eagles, helping the team clinch the Negro Leagues championship that year. He continued to build on his profile with a terrific start to the 1947 season, which caught the eye of new Cleveland owner Bill Veeck, who opposed segregation and wanted a winning team. On July 5, 1947, 3 months after Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, Larry Doby became the first black player in the American League and just the second black player in Major League Baseball. He would go on to help Cleveland win the 1948 World Series, be selected to the American League All-Star team every year from 1949 to 1955, and finish in the top 10 of the MVP voting in 1950 and 1954. After his playing career, he became a scout and a coach. And in 1978, he became MLB's second black manager behind Cleveland's Frank Robinson 3 years earlier. His rightful induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame came in 1998, just 5 years before his death from cancer at age 79. My father had been raised to endure tough times and harsh times. He didn't let the strikeouts, segregated hotels, white-only taxi cabs, insults, slurs, or the time he was spat on while sliding into second base deter him from his dreams. And thank goodness for that, because this game would simply not be the same without my dad, Larry Doby.
I'm more of a 1-2 right left guy, out the front, bring the ball to my chest, make a good throw, and then around the horn. Yeah, that's my favorite thing. As long as I secure the ball, though, I gotta secure the ball. You guys all do it? Alright, you guys wanna jump in line behind? That's rough. I'll stand. What you guys doing? I'll stand at first. You guys gonna make good throws to Trevor? Alright.
It ain't a lefty, but.
gets off the mound, I hate it when that happens. Especially at
There you go, Oppo, baby, I like it. Take it, Oppo.
Oppo. If you get dingers.
I don't know. ¿Pueden darle chance al viejito? Aquí tengo mi bate, estoy listo. Guys, right over here. Wood back. Those of you who are shagging, sit tight. We're going to put the balls in the bucket in the middle. Right here.
One more hit.
Fielders, grab your other, you're ordering it out. Okay, good. There, big smiles.
Hope Week. 1, 2, 3. Hope Week!
Nice. Thanks, everybody.
Jason, thank you.
Thanks for all your help.
So on behalf of the New York Yankees,
We're going to make a